Welcome back to the Dram Shop, ladies and gentlemen. I am your boy Lolo.
Y'all know who I am. Spawny Mark.
Spawny Mark in the house. And we just said it right now. Today, are we watching football or are we watching soccer?
Well, I think we might be watching soccer today.
Oh, I think we're watching a little bit of both.
Just watching a little bit of soccer.
It feels weird.
Earlier on, we were watching some football.
England played some football, I got to say. A little shout out.
But they didn't do anything until the replacement goalie came in.
Oh, so you're saying, that was like 4 minutes into the match. So
am I incorrect? And they couldn't get going for another.
England can't get going on their own. So anyway, guys, it is day 2 of World Cup action. We've already seen England play Iran today. They beat them 6-2. We just saw Netherlands somehow go from 0-0 the entire match to ending 2-0. I don't think that's quite fair to Senegal because Senegal balled out for a while.
I thought Senegal played very well.
They just had to go for it.
Considering that their best player is sitting on the bench.
Yeah, but then, you keep hearing all those names throughout the game. The Ismail Sarr, Koulibaly, players like that where you're like, oh, yeah. I forgot. And Mendy in goal. Mendy's a little suspect.
I don't think he's suspect as much as I think he's rusty.
He's rusty. Brendan Aronson had a little bit of something to say about that. We'll get into Brendan Aronson being snubbed from the starting lineup. I don't like that at all. I'm sorry, Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic is Captain America. I know that. But let's go on form. Brendan Aronson is balling out of his mind right now, and you're going to put rusty old, about to hurt my hamstring, Christian Pulisic in front of him? I'm sorry. I don't think so.
I don't think Pulisic is the issue. The spot that I was surprised about, Josh Sargent.
Josh Sargent gets the
start over maybe an Aronson, although, I know the position is very different. But, I will agree with you. Aronson is in fantastic form. But
we're bouncing all over the place. Should we look at the lineup or should we talk about England first? Why don't we go through the England match first? The England match, very well played. I mean, listen, England could field 2 squads easily, if not 3 or 4, with the amount of Premier League players that play consistently. So the fact that they can switch 5 players off and not really miss a beat there.
Actually, I thought the substitutions made them much stronger.
Well, Jack Grealish right away diving all over the place like he's an Olympic diver.
And how unselfish of Rashford just to feed him like that? Because Rashford.
No, that was Callum Wilson.
Oh, was it Callum Wilson?
Yeah. Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson, who is not expected to play that much, gets in the first game, gets one-on-one on goal on the goalkeeper, and he dishes it off to
exactly.
The diving.
Maybe I'm just wanting Rashford to have a good series.
Big up to all the Stoop crew members who are in the house already. Ben Ireland, Pincushion, good to see you guys. Dad of Devon, good to see you in the Dion. Sorry, we're a little further away than usual, so I can't see everybody who's in the comments section. Scott Newby, Jimmy Bremer's Coats, Cantac. I like Cantac's Welsh. I think he's saying, I don't know what he's saying there. There's no vowels in that word. Do we have our Welsh guy here? Is our Welsh guy here yet? He's not here yet.
I don't think we have either of our Welsh
guys. But listen, are you concerned with England giving up 2 goals? Giving up 2 goals to Iran?
No. Because,
by the way, cheers, America.
Hey, cheers,
America.
Deliciously cold. No, I'm not worried about that because the second goal was a penalty. And it was a weak penalty at that.
It was a weak penalty.
We see Maguire do stuff like that all the time.
Well, he got pulled down earlier.
Which I hope he's okay because he got smacked.
He was a little fuzzy.
We give old Slabhead a hard time.
But, well, it was funny because they were
but he looked real dazed. So
yes.
All the best.
I don't want anybody to be seriously injured. That being said, when Harry Maguire goes down and they start going, how many fingers am I holding up? He can't answer that when he's okay. He can't count. He was going, I think it's like 5, A, B, C.
If you ask him to count like players, then maybe. But no, I don't think he's done any counting on fingers in a very long time.
No. So in the comment section, let us know right now, what did you guys think of England? Do you guys have a chance? I know we got a lot of British people watching the show right now. Do you all feel better about your chances? It was a decisive victory. They gave up 2 goals, but they also scored 6.
I think that's pretty decisive. That's almost like a 4.
But to me, it's not a clean sheet.
It's
not a clean sheet.
It's not a clean sheet.
So we've got a few Americans in the house. Are we scared of England, guys? No. We got one of these, and then a decisive no from the guy in a Heineken kit. They what? They don't have the queen to back them up. Oh, rest in peace, wow. Arsenal fan right there.
I don't think this, no matter how many goals they scored against Iran, I don't think it is indicative of how they're going to play in the rest of the tournament. Let's see them against Wales. Let's see them against the U.S. Let's see them. If they score 6 goals on either of those teams, then we can start talking about, they are put the rest of the world on notice.
So let's talk about England's main problems for the past decade or so is that they are flush with talent. They have so much talent, but they don't play as a team. And they don't look like they're having fun. There's too many egos. A big difference I saw today, and if you watched the video earlier today that I did from the Stoop, I discussed it a little bit. The difference is Saka and Jude Bellingham, players like that play with a smile on their face. Bellingham balled out.
He was my man of the match.
I thought he was like a winger or something, but he owned the midfield.
Absolutely.
I was honestly shocked that Kane wasn't further forward because he had a grasp on that entire midfield, and he was killing it. World rankings are crazy, says Dad of Devon. Iran are a top 20 team. Iran are a top 20 team, whatever the rankings are.
Out of 36 teams, they are
out of like 100.
I don't know
a million
I don't
countries.
know how far the total rankings
go. Remember, Benetton isn't even ranked.
Benetton isn't even a store anymore.
Debbie Lewis says, Iran were very poor. England will have to defend better because they are not scoring 6 every game. Exactly. They are not going to score 6 goals against Wales. They are not going to score 6 goals against the USA. The USA is particularly stingy. We win a lot of our matches 1-0. So I know I need 2 goals for my parlay that I was betting earlier today. Please gamble responsibly.
Not happening today.
2 goals from anywhere. I think it's going to be a wide open match, but the USA don't typically give away a ton of goals. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of 2 goals, I needed 2 goals from Netherlands, and it was not looking pretty. And Netherlands come out and scored 2. Let me just say this. I thought Senegal played very well. Do you now doubt that the Netherlands will win this group? I know they pulled it out, and 3 points is 3 points. A win is a win.
I have no doubt that the Netherlands will win this group.
Yeah, I mean, they're so much better than Qatar.
And I will go as far as what I saw yesterday, that Ecuador will advance as well.
I don't know. I see Senegal putting up a fight against Ecuador. That's going to be huge. And then only 2 goals against Qatar could be decisive for who goes through.
Yeah, this is very true. Very true.
Because if that ends in a draw, Senegal-Ecuador, then it comes down. If Senegal beat Qatar, then it comes to goal differential. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, goal differential when Ecuador plays Netherlands. So Debbie Lewis says Saka was class today. Saka was class today. Did you see that where Harry Kane was wide open for a little, just slide it across the front, tap in, and Saka goes, no, you play for Tottenham.
He definitely did not do that, but he did take it.
He went, no.
I'm just going to
do this and slot it through.
To be honest, as far as like a keep it yourself and a little dance and a slot through, I thought Rashford's goal was much better than either of Saka's. And I think Jude Bellingham had the goal of the match.
Jude Bellingham's
goal.
That was very good.
Really enjoyed his
Raheem
goal.
Sterling's was very good. Saka's first one was brilliant.
I can't give much credence to a header.
That was his foot. Jude Bellingham was the header.
No.
Jude Bellingham was the first goal, the header.
I thought Sterling
was a foot.
Oh, okay. I remember.
It was a crossing from Kane.
Yes, I remember it well.
I remember it well, like it was earlier today. Watching from my phone after I dropped my kid off to school. Because, yes, that match started at 8 a.m. And it is only 1:40 right now. And the doors are open at Dram Shop. Guys, make sure you get some beers. There's some Heineken swag going on. The kitchen will be open soon. And we'll be able to eat some nachos, some tacos, some burgers, stuff like that. Good old American food and drink American beer. Because the USA is playing it.
Because you can't get in Qatar.
Because you can't get in Qatar. So let's get to it. Let's look at that U.S. men's national team starting lineup. All right, so we have the Arsenal keeper, backup keeper, Matt Turner in goal. Do we like that?
Yeah.
You like that? Yep. Over Ethan Horvath, right? You got to start him, right?
You have to start Turner.
He's got a few clean sheets in Europe in the Europa League, and he's learning to play the Arsenal way, playing from the back a little bit. So you have Serginho Dest and Anthony Robinson out on the wings. Class, we got a big thumbs up right here. Class right there. They're going to be flying up. Now, do you think that Tim Ream, surprising Tim Ream starts? But I thought, look, you're on a team, one of the youngest teams in the Cup. Give you some Premier League starts, captains, Fulham plays all the time. You've got some experience on the pitch right there with Zimmerman. Do you think Zimmerman and Tim Ream can do a job when Serginho Dest and them are flying forward?
Better over the long run, for sure.
Better over the long run. All right.
Over
Well,
Aaron Long, for sure.
over Aaron Long. See, I said better over the long run. No, better than Aaron Long. See, we got some people who know what they're talking about. And then Weston
Thank
McKennie.
God.
Weston McKennie is fit. Weston McKennie is starting. Some say he's the best American player that we have. I think that's debatable because
I don't think. I think he's very, very good. I enjoy watching him. I don't think he's any better than, say, a Tyler Adams or Aronson, who isn't making the pitch, as we had mentioned earlier. I'm really surprised by that.
So the lineup that we see right here is the Google lineup. It's not really exactly the way they're going to be situated. Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams should be playing in a double pivot role. So they should be both back there controlling the midfield. One of them gets forward, one of them goes back, one of them gets forward. But a big thing, as you already mentioned, was Josh Sargent getting the start. I thought that was going to be Weah over on that side and Ferreira starting up front. But no, it's Weah up front. And once again, this might be wrong.
I think what's going to happen is Sargent is going to be in the middle, and Weah and Pulisic on the wings. I don't have a problem with that, but again, I was really surprised that Josh Sargent getting the start, Aronson not getting the start. But our resident USA fan, we're all USA fans today, but the one that knows is quite knowledgeable.
Reyna's a super sub, I guess.
Reyna's a super sub,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's 100% fit. So I think coming off the bench, adding some speed, adding some class in there. And I think you start Josh Sargent in this because he's tall, skinny, super white, and red hair.
Might be confused.
Yeah,
for,
the Welsh
for
team
Wales.
might get confused.
He might be confused for a
And
dragon.
and they pass it to him.
He'll have an assist on an own goal.
They pass it to him, maybe, It's like, get all the gingers out here. Come on. We're playing Wales, lads. Get rid of the vowels in your last names and get in here. Josh Sturgeon. But so we had a poll that went up. We put a poll on the YouTube link that asked, what is more likely to happen in this match? Will Dan James score the winner? Will Gareth Bale get injured? Will Aronson come off the bench and score? Or Pulisic does not last the full 90? And it looks like 55% is saying
that a member of Leeds
United
is going to score. Of course. For me, I think if I was to answer on that poll, I think Pulisic doesn't last the full 90. That would be
me too.
That would be the one that I would go with, because rarely does he. And is that because he plays with so much intensity? Who knows?
No, the problem is, I almost said Gareth Southgate. Greg Berhalter likes Aronson playing as a winger off the wing. And you've seen all year long, since Aronson came to Leeds United, he's been that central attacking midfielder, a number 10, essentially. Even though he's not quite the number 10, he gets a bit more freedom to roam all over the pitch. And when you push him out to the side there and you have Pulisic in the middle as that central attacking midfielder, it limits what Aronson can do, because he's not as good of a winger as Gio Reyna. He's not as good of a winger as Weah even. So to me, Pulisic comes off and Aronson comes on for the last 20 minutes and just lights it up.
I think that also depends on where they are in the match. I mean, if they need, if they've scored and they want to preserve the win, they may throw in a defender
Maybe,
But-
possibly.
but
If
what-
I mean, if the game is put away,
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Which
absolutely.
I don't think this game at any point will be put away.
Yeah.
There are some questions that I certainly have, and one that I'll pose to you right now, and that's that, here we have one of the youngest teams in the tournament, and we've given the armband to the youngest player ever to serve as captain. And
Who's
that's
that?
Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams is captain.
Tyler Adams was awarded the
Hell
captainship.
yeah. There's no kids here today. Fuck yeah.
How do you
Like
feel?
Tyler Adams as captain? Have you been watching him at Leeds United?
Yeah, it's looking good.
He's bossing them. We have a lot of Leeds fans who follow our show, and they say, what is it, like 70% of the world is covered by water, the rest is covered by Tyler
N'Golo
Adams.
Kante?
Tyler Adams. And N'Golo Kante is covering his easy lounger at home.
I do believe that it's
for most of
exactly,
the season.
unfortunately.
Dan James. He's
Dan
on
James
loan.
is
He's on
actually,
loan
yeah, he's been
with
loaned out.
Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson at Fulham.
Which is surprising me is obviously not starting. No,
I know, I'm just talking to him.
Brendan Aronson.
No.
Yeah.
Brendan Aronson's not starting.
That's exactly what we were saying. The Brendan Aronson not starting, it's because Berhalter plays him out on the wing. And I think he doesn't get as much out of him as you do from Awea, from Gio Reyna, players like that. When I think, I was saying that I don't think Pulisic should be starting.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm going to, not only am I
know,
going
I
to,
know.
not
But
only
you
am I
gotta
going to
reform. He doesn't
disagree
play
with
for
you, but I'm
Chelsea.
going to apologize to the guy in the Pulisic jersey here, or the Pulisic t-shirt.
He doesn't play for Chelsea. He doesn't play.
I don't care. You need someone like him, experience-wise, on the pitch.
They put Tim Ream in there. There you go. You want experience? Put DeAndre Yedlin in. But I'm sorry. Don't give me Mr. Glass. It's not Captain America. It's
He's
Mr.
not
Glass. He gets touched and he's down.
No, that's Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo Saka gets touched, gets back up, and scores a goal.
No,
I'm sorry.
He looks around.
How many games has he missed due to injury? Exactly. Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
I guess I poked the bear.
Poke the bear. Don't talk to me about Arsenal. Top of the league. Top of the league. Tell him,
All
Gary.
right.
Tell him, Gary.
Someone owes me $20 because I bet you $20 saying that if he said that while covering World Cup, you know.
Oh, I will say Arsenal's top of the league as much as I can.
Oh,
as
absolutely.
much as I can.
Absolutely. You go right
I
ahead.
will never stop
Go
until
ahead. You can
until
write
we're
a
not.
poem.
What's going on, Gary? Good to see you in the chat room, my friend. Give me some backup here. Saka was class. Lolo chatting up the groupies. Yes, I am, because we're not only doing a live stream for you guys all over the world, we're also entertaining the few fans who are slowly pouring in to watch the World Cup on a Monday, ditching their jobs. You guys all on your lunch breaks, right? Drinking water, or is that vodka? Yeah, you see, you
Who
can't tell.
knows?
That's why you drink the straight. Look at him, straight bottle of vodka on the table there. Put it in a plastic cup in case my boss shows up. We got that going on, but
We got
so
that.
let's take a peek at the Wales lineup. Who do we have here? So Dan James, Gareth Bale, and Harry Wilson. That is a massive front line, I have to say. That's a front line that could strike a bit of fear if I wasn't so afraid of Gareth Bale hitting me with a 9-iron.
You know, I would say this about this lineup. There is a lot of experience here. Even with the young kids like Nico Williams, he
Ramsey.
still gets a lot of time on the pitch for Nottingham Forest. So there's a lot of experience here, and that could prove to give the U.S. a little bit of trouble.
Well, if you look at their team as opposed to the U.S. men's national team, if you look at that, these are a lot of players that play
A lot of Premier League
actively
players.
in the Premier League and in other leagues around the world. Of course, Aaron Ramsey, ex-Arsenal. Young Aaron is not so young anymore. And that's my Welsh accent. I don't know if it works.
That needs work.
It's just a mix of a bunch of other
It's
accents.
just whatever I could come up with.
But Aaron Ramsey hasn't been playing a lot, but he is class. He's like Gareth Bale, where when he puts on the Welsh shirt, he balls out. And Gareth Bale, I don't expect him to last the entire match, but Harry Wilson is quality. Ampadu in there, Connor Roberts, Nico Williams. You've even got Rondon, not Solomon Rondon, but Rondon, and Wayne Hennessy sipping that Hennessy. He's going to need some Hennessy after this match from picking up so many balls out of there.
Normally the starting goalkeeper for
I believe
Wales?
so.
Because I thought Danny Ward was going to be in the net.
Danny Ward from Leicester.
Yeah.
Oh, he's awful.
He's gotten in much better form.
I wish Ward was the
He
keeper.
has gotten in much better form.
I think Leicester in general have gotten in better form. Axel, good to see you.
Axel in the house.
All right.
There we go.
So this place is starting to pack out a little bit. We are 10 minutes away from kickoff. And so let me ask you, what scares you about this lineup against the U.S. men's national team?
What scares me? Again, I had mentioned the experience, and I really think that it being his swan song, that Gareth Bale might have something to prove. And
he definitely does.
He does have the talent, and every once in a while, that old speed comes back. It's very
For
brief.
bursts.
The burst of speed that he can't maintain it, but he can keep it going. And there might be a situation here where we see him having that moment.
All right. Well, we've got a moment right here. We've just been given some Keg and Lantern, one of Brooklyn's finest.
Pre-game show brought to you by
finest beers.
Keg and Lantern.
Sorry, Heineken, but you didn't show up in time. Keg and Lantern, cheers, man.
Cheers.
So much for having a light drinking afternoon. All right, so let's start to get the feel of the room. Guys, do we think U.S. men's national team have a shot today against Wales?
Let's hear it. Come on, let's make some noise.
All right, are we thinking draw?
No!
Are we thinking win?
Yeah!
Now, are we thinking more than 1.5 goals? Because I did put that on a bet. How are we? More than for both teams. Yeah.
I would love to see goals happen in
Yeah.
here, but I honestly believe, and I'm sorry, crowd, but in this particular case, I think it's going to be a draw, and I think it's nil. I think there's a 0-0 draw. Now, you all know my predictions are very, very accurate. As yesterday, I predicted Qatar to beat
You just got a red card,
Ecuador.
You just got a red card.
I
Mark
have
picked
so many.
Qatar to win against Ecuador, and then he picked Cameroon to win the whole thing.
I never did that. But there it is. There it is.
We've got Pincushion saying Dan James is going to score. Now, this is something that concerns me. If we are pressing hardcore forward with Serginho Dest and Anthony Robinson, if they're flying forward, Dan James is wickedly fast. That boy is wickedly fast. We've seen it all. We saw his
totally
goal
agree.
against Manchester United. There we go, boys. There's your team up on the screen. Give it up for the U.S. men's national team. Let's hear it. The one time a year we get to be patriotic without the rest of the world thinking we're a bunch of
Wankers.
Yeah, I had a bunch of other words pop into my head that I was like,
I'm pretty much at the crowd there is probably looking at us like we're a bunch of wankers.
we get to go
I
USA.
watched a friendly last year, and some of the full kit wankership that was going on in the stands was
Do you guys know the term
pretty
full kit
hysterical.
wanker? When you wear the full kit, when you wear the
So a full kit wanker
socks,
might wear
the shorts, and
the
the shirt.
kit, but then they might have like the team color wig and then like the Mardi Gras necklaces of the same color.
To me, a full kit wanker is
You
somebody
know.
who walks around like they're about to get pulled up off the bench. Where it's like, dude, you don't play. You do not play for the U.S. men's national team. You don't have to walk around the subway with cleats on. You know, like, come on, you're not going to play. Nobody's going to call you up. 0-0, Mark. Lolo, sub him. Where's the backup? All right.
You know what, Gary? You've been MIA, so zip it, son. Zip it.
Okay,
Come back
guys.
on the show and you can talk.
Well, we are 5 minutes away from kickoff, so let's just get our predictions, and then we'll leave it so we can crank up this music and hear the national anthem.
Absolutely. Y'all got my thoughts on the matter. I think it's gonna. I do think the game will be end to end, but I don't see neither teams right now. Neither teams are in good form. Neither team is in good form. Maybe the U.S. is in a little bit better form if you look at their last 5 matches. Neither team is scoring a lot. That's my thoughts on the matter.
All right, well, I am going with the 2-1 U.S. men's national team win. I don't think we keep a clean sheet, but I think it's going to be 2-1. What do you guys think? Yell out your predictions.
You said it, 2-1.
2-1. 1-1. All right, we got that. Still covers my bet, so I'm actually good with that. But because
No one here was a Desmond.
2-0 US. All right,
That's a
there we go.
half a Desmond.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for our show. We'll see you guys back at halftime, and we'll be back eating some food at that point. And don't forget to join us on Friday as well, where we will be kicking off the U.S.-England match. So peace from Dram
that's
Shop,
gonna
y'all.
be a good
If you're
one.
in town, come by and see us. Peace.